Welcome everybody to the LifePrint Digital Evolution webinar launch. I just want to say thank you so much. I'm so grateful for everybody joining us today, taking time out of your own life to see what we've really prepared for everybody. It's an exciting time where we're launching into a new area and have an online platform for everybody to experience depending on which path you're going to choose by the end of this. And so we really wanted to have a showcase to demonstrate what options are available, both for the serious person and student who really wants to go into this as a certification and become a LifePrint analyst, and also for the other person that's not really so much interested in qualifying and going through a certification process, but would still like to have all of the digital resources and all the videos and slides that we go through in our 3 live day event, have them to keep forever online so that they don't lose their books. You're able to do all of your analyses out and about while you're on the go, be able to review things and refresh things when you're not in your office or at your practice or wherever you may be. And so we're really going to illuminate the path moving forward in terms of our growth within the system, as well as how we can basically help you and facilitate you into getting ever deeper and giving you more variety of resources and access to the training materials. And so we really want to showcase, and my first gratitude goes out to you guys for taking this time to really dedicate yourself and find out what we've got on offer for you. And secondly, to Course Rebel. I'm about to introduce you to the platform that's really made all of this possible. And so a big shout out for me goes to Chris and Amanda, who are 2 of the most amazing human beings that I've had the pleasure to work with. They've held my hand at every single process, at every single step in raising this platform, and are passionate about changing the game in terms of evolution and giving people access that may not be able to make it to a live event, and making it as interactive and as universally accessible as possible to everybody coming onto the platform. And so a huge shout out goes to Chris and Amanda, who are absolutely changing the game of online education. And I really can't say enough about these guys. If you have a coaching practice or you're looking to teach anything online, these guys are really the guys to go to. They are on the cutting edge. They are really changing the game in terms of access. And we're going to demonstrate what's going to be on offer for everybody tonight. But I'd first just wanted to say how grateful I am for them to have such an effortless team focused on what we need to do and what we need to go forward with and move into a new dimension within the LifePrint system. And we're hoping that you guys are going to love it too. So if you have any questions, have a little bit of a think about it. I've posted something in the chat window just for everybody to have a look at and really see and think about what was your favorite part of the event. What was your favorite course? What was the favorite topic? What really stuck with you during that time and when you took the live events? Is there any questions that you'd like me to delve into and go deeper into? And maybe when you left the event, there was a question that basically stuck with you that you thought, oh man, should have actually asked that question. So if you want to have those answered, or if you have any ideas, we'd love to hear back from you. You guys are really what this is all for. This is, you guys pulled me through a lot of the evolution of what LifePrint has been, and many of you took it quite a long time ago. And so we're going to actually go through some updates and some changes that we've made within the system that are so fundamental and have really changed the dynamic with how LifePrint actually wants to be expressed and the part it wants to play in the world. Like I've always said, within the live events, LifePrint is its own consciousness matrix, and it basically evolves and wants to be expressed in its way and has its own kind of communication channel. And so I've really tried to listen to what everybody's been saying and the feedback that I've had. But now's a real good time for you guys to really have a look at or ask me questions if you want to go a little bit deeper. Okay. And so without further ado, I'd like to basically introduce you to Course Rebel. So I'm going to share my screen. And we're going to take you through the 2 different sides of what the different platforms are and what we're basically going to be moving forward to in the future. As the system evolves, we don't really want, what we're trying to do is maintain the integrity of the actual structure. And so I don't really want to be going out and teaching this en masse and then everybody kind of using drips and drabs, and which is why next year we're changing the process slightly. And so we're going to be running the live events are going to be part of the live certification process. Anybody can really take the online course, but if you want to have access to the certification program, it's going to be a live event, and therefore we can basically work with you hand in hand and train you. What's also going to happen is when we get into it and show you the differences between the two portal options. And so without further ado, let's have a look at what's on offer. Once again, if you're just joining us, thank you very much for taking your time and for being here and being present. And I really look forward to, and I'm so excited to demonstrate the Course Rebel portal and what we're about to have a look at now. And so I'm just going to share my screen. And so welcome to the Course Rebel platform. This is, you'll probably see I'm still popped up in the corner of your screen. And so this is what's really going to happen, is going to be a live demonstration of what you can expect from the LifePrint portal as we go further on and down the Course Rebel landing page, which is Chris and Amanda, who, like I said before, are two passionate, cutting-edge educational rebels who are trying to change the game of access to really strong and integrative classroom education online, and helping practitioners as well as coaches as well as anybody really in the service industry to get the information and knowledge out there. So I really can't say enough about these guys. They have made a really top proper structured environment in which we can all participate in this. And so the first thing we're going to do is literally come to the course store. You've got two options on the landing page. You can either join them and join up and sign and create an account. Or you could just browse the course store. So we're just going to go into the course store, and you'll see on the featured site we have LifePrint Level 1 and LifePrint Certification Membership. And so we're going to start off by jumping into the LifePrint Level 1. This is going to be for anybody that's come through the trainings. And next year going forward, this will actually be part of the ticket process to the events, and this will be a standard. This is something that the VIPs will basically get access to. But for those that have come through and done level 1, there's going to be level 1. Level 2 is just about finished, so there will also be level 2 coming on board. And so what's going to happen here is, if you're not interested in certifying, if you don't want to use the brand, if you don't want to basically have access, we're going to go through the differences, but in order to call yourself a LifePrint analyst, there's going to be a certification process that we're going to offer you. Some people have come through it and aren't really interested in doing the certification side of things. They're only really interested in using it for their own self-development within their family, within their friends. But those of you who are really looking to take it forward, we're going to have a look at the certification and membership site afterwards. For those that are really just want to have all the resources and just go through it and be able to refresh it at any time and have all the worksheets and manuals online, then this is going to be the route for you. And so what will happen is you'll come in and you will use a course key. First, you'll have to register an account. And once you sign up and pay for your membership and for the resources online forever, you'll always have access to them. You'll never lose them. And so once you receive your key, you'll come in and you'll say use course key, and then it'll ask you to join up, and you'll just fill in your information. Obviously, I'm already signed up, so I can just go and sign in. And we'll just fill everything out, and you'll see my courses will appear. And so we'll just start off with the online digital resources. And so everybody will come in and they'll have a look, and they'll land on the first frame. And all you have to do is literally join video conference, and we'll be connected online if we're doing an online training. However, just on the resources side, these are going to be very limited and very, there's not going to be ongoing training. There's only going to be very limited updates in terms of what's happening with the system, just to keep people very current. Okay. And so what you'll see is as you scroll down, you go to the live stream. If we're doing any live streams, all you'll have to do is you can come in here and click on the play button. Everything that we record within the online trainings will be found in terms of any testimonials or any updates. We'll be recording them live stream, and then they'll basically be posted here within the library for you to go through at any time within your, anytime you want to really have a look. And so as we go down through the frames, we basically go through each individual part of each individual course, okay? And so you can scroll, you've got your course manual you can download, and you've also got your worksheets as well as an appendix guide that will all be digitally online and available for you to access at any time that you want to. So it basically alleviates all of that carrying around books or appendices or copies or whatever you have. We'll always have them digitally online for you to access whenever you want. Okay, and so it's basically gives you a whole introduction if you just go through frame by frame by frame. Once you've finished, you can always give feedback. We'd love to hear feedback from you guys and really find out what your favorite parts were, if you have any questions. And so there's a survey that you can take afterwards. But let's just go through some of the stuff that's the updates that we're looking at. And so all of the slides from the 3 days will be available for you to go through as you want. And so as we start off, we know that all of us have this perceptive lens that is marred or mirrored by our belief systems and how we've been programmed and how we basically don't see the full effect of the pure potential, infinite and unlimited potential that we have access to. And so you can literally go through every single part of the course as we move through the slides and literally take that course again and be able to immerse yourself and experience those 3 days. And so when we delve deeper into the training, what we're going to basically do for you is allow you to be trained through the system. We're going to be looking for instructors as we grow, and everybody's going to basically get a funnel through and advertised, and everything's going to feed down the line in terms of growing this into where we're going to develop into. Because at the moment, when we started off, it was very much like a family. And so just like the journey of 1,000 steps begins with a single step, I started off this journey alone. And I soon found out that along the way, people really believed in what the LifePrint system had to offer and the philosophy and everything that we're trying to put out there. And I was soon surrounded by a family. And this LifePrint family became very close to my heart, and everybody that has been involved has helped to grow the system to where it is now. And so now this family is slowly growing a little bit bigger, and it's starting to become a little village. And so what we're trying to and attempting to do here is really have a space collectively where we can all come together and basically share in our journey, in how LifePrint has basically benefited us and how we expand and grow forward as this global village, as more locations start to open up and more people start to enjoy the events and come through as practitioners, but also those who want to still have those resources available to them because they'd like to re-immerse themselves into the event and have those resources. And so LifePrint is really about this expansion and about really helping everybody to find out what their potential is. You know, part of my message that I'm really starting to share at the moment is this passion that I have with allowing people to find out what their potential is and really going against the grain of what is acceptable from social norms. You know, we always get told, we're always having our limitations set for us. It's not normal to be depressed, or it's not normal to have anxiety. And with the mental aspect of our minds and where there's been such a focus on lately is the mental focus of diseases and depression and emotional disorders and stuff that's really coming out at the moment. And I'm trying to say that It's absolutely normal. Our brains are wired for survival, but we all wired differently, and it's for us to really understand what our fundamental potential is in terms of that reactive and that proactive states of flow, and to acknowledge it and accept it and let it be a pattern that there's nothing wrong with us, but we need to enhance and be able to hack our flow states into becoming more proactive. But we can't do that by denying the parts of ourselves that are innately there to serve a purpose. And so part of my message is to really go out there and help people to understand who they really are, to help businesses understand who their employees really are, how to leverage better fulfillment and better efficiency and productivity within that by understanding what are the highest values in terms of needs that a particular LifePrint or employee or person with a potential needs in order to feel fulfilled along their journey and along their self-discovery until self-actualization. And so we really want to try and change the game, change the paradigm by allowing the understanding of each individual's potential and seeing how that grows. And so we've made a little bit of a change at the moment, and within the spiritual stepping and evolution of what LifePrint is. And so it is about, firstly, that first level 1 step, which is what you're looking at here today. And the level 1 journey is really the inner world of self and looking at what my potential is and really coming to the understanding of who I am and making peace and accepting and tolerating who you are, both your reactive and your proactive states of flow. And then by that, kind of coming to a place and a fulfillment and an area of, okay, I really respect who I am and I understand that I'm not always at my best and I have a reactive side. And the more I highlight that and come to the awareness of what my reactive patterns are, the quicker I can shift my focus and my attention into the proactivity and break that pattern, thereby utilizing more fulfillment within my life and getting into that flow state where things become effortless and I can basically participate at my fundamental best and at my potential and at my peak state. And so, as we've said, everybody comes into this life with a toolbox, so to speak, but we really have to understand and come to grips with what those tools are. Because it's of paramount importance. We do, because we all here on a mission, we all have a purpose, we all want to be fulfilled. However, one of the things that's happened is we've always been environmentally conditioned to think what's socially acceptable or normal. And so many of us have been cut off from the internal source of power that exists within all of us and how we are all connected. And as we become more connected within that understanding of who we are, basically that's going to be like a ripple within the pond. And so we can allow that to radiate and allow other people to be able to experience who they are without the judgment, without the persecution, with just acknowledging them for who they are and giving them the space to be authentically true to themselves. And so that respect for self allows us to grow into this beautiful state of unconditional love for who we really are and the connection that we have to everything around us all the time. And once we reach that love for self, and this is where we've changed things very slightly, and it comes in and brings in the feminine. And for me, this tolerance, respect, and love was a very masculine side of the coin. That was really, you have to be real disciplined in terms of yourself and your self-potential and your self-actualization and your growth in terms of your spirituality and how you connect and the bigger and the more holons and perceptions you can take on. Was a very masculine drive, motivational force. And so recently we've gone through this dynamic and this shift that the second part of the journey, because you understand what it took for you to break through a lot of your limiting patterns, for you to actually reach the acceptance of your reactive side and your survival brain and how you reacted and how you grow, and as that perceptual lens of evolutionary consciousness then looks at different perceptions, the next stage has changed. And this is what I love, is that it brings in the divine feminine, where because you understand that that journey was fraught with challenges and obstacles and difficulties, and you had to literally show up as your best person and be able to overcome those challenges and expand your awareness, and those are often fraught with much conflict. It gives you, part of the next process is it gives you the grace, and it allows grace for other people to go through their process. You get to gracefully honor somebody else through their choices and how they process within this world. You get the grace for their overreactions because you know that they are fundamentally wired a little differently and have different points of view and different belief systems. And so you get to really honor them along their journey. You get to honor their choices, you get to honor their process, you get to honor how they walk this life and how they basically move through it. And thereby giving them the unconditional love that they are just being fundamentally authentic to who they really are. And allowing that to, and having full acceptance and surrender around that is how we've basically shifted the totality of how LifePrint wants to be expressed. And it brings in both the masculine side of personal self-development in terms of being that discipline, and then the gentle, graceful side of the feminine and the divine feminine coming in to hold that and hold that grace for other people to be able to go through their own process. And so this is one of the biggest, and I can't express how this has changed the system itself in terms of LifePrint. And I wanted everybody to have access to this material and always stay up to date of how things are changing and how things are moving. And so this has been one of the biggest things and the closest things to my heart at the moment. And so as we go through, part of the change that we're looking at is that LifePrint level 1 and 2 will basically be part of what we call an analyst certification, okay? And so those will be the first live events that we will do, and it's basically the left brain programming of the analyst certification, and very much takes the participant along a journey of both the internal side and the analytical side, but then also the external side and how to do this in terms of relationships and businesses and all of that. And we're going to basically be giving you in-depth training on all sides of that. Like I said, level 2 is almost finished, and so we'll have a look at posting that up too. The next part is going to be what we call an advanced certification. So after level 1 and 2, I think it's turning into an 8-day training, which will be broken up. It's going to be 3 days of level 1, 3 days of level 2, and then there's going to be a 2-day training that's only going to be practical. So we're all going to get together, and it's going to be 2 days of practical training combining level 1 and level 2 and how to do that as an analyst, whether it's in business relationships or on one-on-one time. Phase 2 in terms of advanced activator practitioner, so you're going to be a LifePrint activation practitioner, and so is turning into a 5-day retreat, which is going to be a part of a activation event at a very nice location. Wherever we're going to be teaching, it's going to be close to the locations that we do. And so that's going to be 5 days of the advanced hands-on training of the LifePrint technique and soul journey. And so we're going to take everybody through a very deep immersive dive. Some of you have taken the level 3 course already. As you know, it's quite intense. And we're going to take everybody through a deep dive and introduce level 3 and level 4 as a combined class over a 5-day retreat. And so this is in a beautiful area with a lot of hands-on practical application of the LifePrint technique and what it wants to be expressed as. And so we have, once again, the left side, left brain analyst certification, and then the right brain nurturing hands-on facilitation in terms of what that's going to look like. And so that'll be 5 days. And so those are the two of the biggest changes that have come up right now. As you can see, you can go through all the slides, and so everything that we've basically have for you, you can go through. And so as we go through and we become more connected as a worldview, as this planet Earth opens up to more and more connecting worldviews, exopolitically, and what's happening on the planet. And as we become more and more connected, and the hard science filters down to the masses, because what we're seeing typically within the science at the moment is exactly how this field is interacting with our consciousness, and we are able to map that and break that down with LifePrint very, very, very scientifically, but in a very great, fun, layman way, in which you can basically learn these concepts going through again. And so when you really have and you plug into the system, your whole environment is going to change. When you actually embody the fundamental philosophies of what LifePrint stands for within that 6-step spiritual system, within tolerance of self, respect of self, love of self, leading to gracefully honoring somebody else and loving them along their journey, your environment starts to change. Your behaviors start to change. Your capabilities and your skills start to change, because your approach to life starts to be completely more aware and more you have more access to that flow state of potential. So your whole belief systems and your values, your identity begins to shift. And so the system starts to actually be a participatory state of being during this whole venture. And so when we learn a new system, everything underneath that really changes if we start to apply the principles and the philosophies that are fundamentally entrenched within that morphogenetic field. And so as we grow and as we develop, so this field and this growth and this development starts to change all the things around us. And so when we start to understand what our potential is and we get into that proactive flow state, things can happen very rapidly, sometimes spontaneously. And that's where the magic really starts to exist. And when we move further away from that potential, from that flow state, so the torsion field within our flow starts to get a little bit chunky. It's like a little bit of a flat tire, and then the car starts to do this a little bit. And so the more we can keep our angular momentum into that fractal holographic efficiency of pattern of that scale, and we can become more aligned with that, our flow state becomes almost hugely accelerated. And so we can beneficially take advantage of that and see what our vision is unfolding. And so there's been a lot of concepts that have also come to light within this. And so we can flick through, and we're just basically going to see what it would be like. And so we'll get to the first video. And so we're just demonstrating what's available to you, and we can click into the video. And so that naturally launches. And so when we're doing the live events online, this is exactly what your experience will be. You can basically have the music playing, and you will still see me up in the top corner, and I can wave, and we can still have an interactive process. And if the video comes in, we can basically still talk over it. Not sure how well it works. This is the first time we're previewing it. And so we go through all of those things within the certification and membership program. And so without further ado, this is basically all your resources online for $97. You will always have it. It's a once-off fee where you pay, and they will always be there for you no matter where you are in the world. And so you can always come back to them whenever you want. And so that basically is all the digital online resources for you to go through at any time you want to, with all of those readily available. What I'd like to show you now is if we jump over to my courses and we go to the next part, which is the level 1 certification and membership. And so I'm actually going to sign out, because there's a few things that I'd like to take you through, because there's some fundamental differences. And so the LifePrint certification and membership, and we're just going to start a preview. There's two fundamental differences, okay? And so what you're going to do and get when you sign up for this is an immersion program. We're going to be spending time with you once a month. It was going to be bi-monthly. I've decided that's not enough. And so we're going to meet every month. If you are not able to meet every month, every single training every month is recorded. and you'll be able to come back to it. We're going to be covering level 1 and level 2. When level 2 is ready, you will automatically have access to the level 2 training and slides, workbooks, and worksheets. Part of the membership certification program is you'll always have access to that, okay? And so this is really going to be a very supportive process for you guys. So we've got some testimonials about what people are saying. And so what you can expect is really never losing and always having your materials, but there's going to be monthly ongoing live trainings. They're going to be playing, they're going to be recorded, they're going to be immersive. We're going to take these concepts much deeper, and there's going to be a lot of practical time. It's going to be a lot of one-on-one time with me. I'm going to personally be doing these trainings. There's going to be interactive Q&A sessions, so you're going to be able to ask a question and get it answered. There will be a turnaround no matter what, and I will always be notified, and it's going to be a very active forum. During these trainings, I'm also going to be using the participants and people that are coming on board with us as hot seat analysis coaching, as well as doing some strategic interventions and showing exactly how this whole strategic intervention operates by breaking patterns, and it's part of the analyst training that we're going to be going forward with. When you're coaching someone, it's very necessary to be able to break patterns of fundamental beliefs that's preventing them from reaching their proactive potential and experiencing a flow state. And so we're going to take you through my method, which is a 7-step process in terms of running a strategic intervention and asking those questions to get somebody to look at something from a different perceptual lens. And so I'm going to be demonstrating that on the people, on the members, on the certification program, and be working with you and showing you step by step on how this basically operates, and taking you deeper into the material and each section by section by section. And so we're really going to hone your skills and give you a format to work and a structure to work within, so that everything is aligned and everything's great. So you're going to have instant connection to study groups online in your area, same time zones. Even if you find a time for international students to get together, you're going to be able to join online in a forum and create a study group. Just like what we're doing now, it's going to be fully interactive. You can see each other if you want to. You can turn off your video if you want to. And so it's going to be a place where you guys can hang out, you can talk about concepts, you can talk about things that are going on, and basically help each other and support each other in terms of swapping coaching sessions or analyst sessions or whatever sessions you want to basically do. This is the place in this space for you to actually hang out and be able to connect in a way that is free of judgment, persecution, and allowing the LifePrint energy and system to really shine. And so you're going to be supported through this process and the structure so that you can really take advantage. The next benefit within the LifePrint certification membership is that you'll be able to watch any live event anywhere in the world where we are internationally teaching, whether it's a level 1 or level 2 seminar and event. And so you'll be able to pop in online, you'll be able to be part of the classroom, you'll be able to ask questions. No matter where we are, you're going to have that access at any time and be able to join us wherever you want. All of those are also going to be recorded, and so you'll also be able to preview them and look at them afterwards and be able to go through them, because every single course I have taught has been different. Every single group that comes together asks different questions. I never ever plan anything. I have a certain amount of content that I know I would like to get through, but every single time I have had an event like this, it's been different, and there's been new information or other information that comes through. And so we've had some people take this course 6 times, and every single time they learn something new. And so it's always important as we grow, because this is such a cutting edge technology, and it's only really coming up to light now. We've only been going for 3 years, and as this village grows, hopefully one day it'll be a city. But at the moment it's a village, and we really want to be and keep our connectivity up and really offer all the people that have come through the system, that have believed in us, that have joined me in this growth and this journey, that you guys have the support and you get the offers first before we evolve and we go on and we expand. And so I just wanted to, and I'm so grateful for everybody here and taking these moments, because at the end of the day, this is all for you. And you know, you guys have got me through this. There's been some incredible hard times, some incredible hard nights, and you know, at the end of the day, it was you guys that pulled me through, whether you know it or not. And I'm just immensely grateful to have such a great community and such a great amount of people that have come through the LifePrint system at the moment. And I'd really like to honor you and respect you and gracefully love you at this point in time. And so when we have this new relationship to life, things start to change very dramatically. And so when we come into the membership part of things, it's going to be almost a collective growth portal. And so as we start to expand, we're going to be looking for other people to participate with us. I'm going to slowly move into different areas and dimensions. And so there's going to be room for our growth. There's going to be training other people as mentors and as instructors coming through. And so part of this certification and membership is going to be the nurturing of new students. And so we can grow this in the best and most pure way possible, keeping the integrity of the system. And so if you sign up for the membership and certification, which we're just going to sign in now so I can show you, what you're going to see is there's a little bit of a difference. So whenever we do a training, all you do is you come here and you click the join video conference and we're immediately connected. Now, if you want to meet and have a study program with a partner or somebody and start practicing, we've got what you see on the right-hand side here, the study rooms. And so study room 1 and study room 2 have been set up to be continuously open and active. And so you can meet at a certain time and go online and have a study room and go in and do practice sessions and discuss things and do all of those. I will be monitoring those every now and again. And so when there's an interesting topic that I think is awesome, we can pop online, we can all do a training, and we'll do a training on that topic. I'm going to be as interactive as I can on this forum and on this platform. And so there's always going to be this community that will be able to develop. And so once again, if you want to attend, you'll basically just join the conference or attend wherever we are in the world. Okay, and so this will be the live stream portal. You'll basically click on this, and that'll take you to our live stream where we go into when we're doing our events worldwide. Your course manual will be there, as well as your appendix and your worksheets. And then just like the other course, you'll have all your presentation slides. The only differences with this one is that you'll also have level 2. On the other one, you won't have access to the level 2 resources. And so if you want those, that'll be another $97. And so for me, it's really the best thing to take advantage of if you're really serious and you see this being a part of your life and you really value the information and the technology and what we're trying to get out to the world. It's really beneficial to come along board and for $197 attend the certification program. You will get a certificate at the end of it. You'll be licensed as a practitioner for a year. And so this will be an ongoing training. You'll get trained. There'll be further education. We're always going to meet online. You'll go through both courses again. And so we really want to give you that systematic training where we can measure and we can basically have an interaction and really give you the one-on-one time that you guys deserve coming through this. And so just like the other one, you can jump to slides. All the slides are enabled, and so you can go into wherever you want to and jump ahead into whatever slides. And so all the slides have been redone. They've all been reworked to bring the best visually designed model for you guys to learn from on the go and wherever you want to. Okay. And so do we have any questions at this time? I'm going to stop sharing my screen. When I can find it. So we've got a question. So Alicia says, for me, I really love the LifePrint live events. The hands-on teaching really appeals to me, and I felt like I got so much out of auditing. The question I have is, how does one who has qualified as a LifePrint practitioner use this platform since we have certified? And also, what does this mean for those who have done LifePrint 3? Alicia, that is an absolutely awesome question. Thank you very much for asking it. And so what this is going to turn into is it's a membership and certification. So in order to stay relevant and in order to stay up to date with how the system is evolving and to get the advertising and to be able to use the branding and stuff, it's what we are calling almost like a licensing fee. And so just like you certify in other areas, if you're certifying in matrix energetics or you're certifying in body talk, there is now going to be once a year. We think it's very, very affordable for everybody internationally. And so it's set at $197. And so that's going to be a regular that will entitle you to use the brand. You will always have access to the online resources, the ongoing trainings, the study groups, and all of that. And then what's going to happen is if you don't want to use that and you say, well, I don't want to be certified, I don't want to use the brand or the name or anything, that's fine. You will never ever lose those resources. You just won't have the access to the trainings. So what will happen is you will fall back into just the online forever resources, and you just won't be able to use the brand as such. You can call yourself like a psychoanalytical practitioner or whatever you want, but you just won't be able to use our brand. And so what we're trying to do is keep the integrity of the brand, ensuring that everybody stays up to date with continued training and education and as we move forward, and also in terms of different concepts as they come out, and so we can stay relevant and ensure that everybody's keeping up to the level and the standard. Now, if you've taken LifePrint 3, that's okay, because that's going to be part of the new 5-day next year. And so that retreat is going to be combined into time away. And so that will be part of the advanced activation practitioner pathway. And so you'll be an LifePrint activation practitioner. And so that's going to be a 5-day retreat that will then enable you to give activations and basically take somebody through a LifePrint activation and a soul journey. For those of you that have experienced that already, you know how powerful it is. And so the research is always going to be current, and it's also, as we develop, so we're going to be aligning with very specific partners like the Resonance Academy, and making sure that all of our members and certified members get access to those trainings too. And so we're making some very powerful partnerships, and that everybody's going to have access to. Level 3 and level 4 will never be online. You will have to take that as a live event class, because it is part of a practical application. It can be, the great thing is we broke new ground. It can be done online, and we managed to do a LifePrint activation the other day online. So it does work, but in terms of the passing down of information and the hands-on technique needs to be taken live. And so that's the way that we're going to be moving forward. I hope that answers your question. Let me know if it does. Perfect. So does anybody have like a favorite part of the course that they did? What was your favorite part of the content that we went through? Were there any highlights for you that you'd like to have a look at? Let me know, and we can go into it, and we can show you what's going to be available on offer. So I'm going to start sharing my screen again so we can basically have a look at where we are. And so that's within there, and we need to still come back here It's a little bit challenging because I don't really see the chat window when I'm sharing my screen on the... So that's something interesting. Obviously that will be a little different when everybody's connected on the portal, but obviously for now it's a little bit more challenging. And so in order for me to see the chat, I think I have to... Yeah, I have to stop. Cool. So does anybody have any part of the course that they really want to go over? What was your favorite part of the 3-day event, the level 1? If there's anything that was you would like to revisit or review at this time, we can go through that and we can have a look. In the meantime, what I will do is I will post the 2 links in the chat window. So if you'd like to take advantage of the special, I'm just going to reiterate it again, $97 just to have the online resources. It's a one-time offer in terms of always having that at your disposal so that you can go through it any time you'd like to. And then for $197 you get the certification and membership access, which we'll be doing starting this month on the 28th. We'll be doing trainings every single month. We'll be certifying you. We'll be doing hot seat coaching analyses. So if there's anybody that has any questions, or we demonstrate how a whole how a whole analysis goes from start to finish. We go through the structure of what that looks like. We take you through the level 1 and the level 2 trainings again. We do coaching and analyses on a strategic intervention and how I basically do those within the live events. We're going to go through so much content and it's going to be really, really immersive. And so you'll be fully equipped. You'll get a certificate of completion and you'll become a LifePrint analyst is the designation. And we really hope that you guys will be on board and we'll be able to spend a lot of quality time together, really investing in this training. So we have a question from Tracy. So will you be looking at others being able to facilitate LifePrint courses and becoming facilitators? And so yes, that is exactly what we're doing. And so to ensure the integrity, why we've taken it online is that we are also able for all the instructors to use all of these slides. So we give you all of the slides as an instructor and as a facilitator to be able to go out and teach this. And we will show you which slides that we can just take out in terms of you sharing your story, because yours is going to be very different to mine, obviously. And so this is part of our growth model, and part of the development is for us to be able to support all the instructors and all the facilitators that are going to be going and coming through once we grow from a village to a city. At the moment, we're just getting the infrastructure ready, and we want to start promoting people that have spent time with us and have invested in themselves and in the system, and have really taken this and implemented. I've met so many beautiful, radiant beings that have come through these events that have really taken and harnessed these principles and these philosophies and implemented them into their lives, and the success and the results and the feedback I get is so heartwarming and so opening, that we're just trying to take it forward in the best possible way we can, while still being fair as we change and as we develop and as we grow to the people that have already come through. And so we really are looking at that growth point for sure. Thank you, Tracy. So my favorite course was LifePrint Activation and the amazing shifts that people go through in order to step into their power. And so yeah, that was the masterclass level 3 that we taught. And so is there any favorite part of level 1 that anybody would like to go through, considering we showcasing that tonight? Or any concepts that we would like to cover again? Are there any more questions that maybe perhaps somebody might have? So I'm going to put the links in so you can take advantage of that at the moment. And So the first link is basically all the resources forever online, whenever you want them, to go through them as much as you want. And so all the resources are there. And for the membership, so I just want to make this very clear. This is the first initial launch, $197, is a membership till the end of the year plus another whole year, okay? And so this includes your first yearly membership, because from next year, we're changing the process in terms of that certification model. So if you've taken level 1 and you haven't yet taken level 2, you are still able to buy the certification process if you are planning on taking a level 2 this year. There is another one planned in South Africa, and that one will more than likely be recorded, and there will be an online live stream happening so that you'll all be able to have that opportunity and certify and go through the process. And so for the level 2s that are joining us, what's going to happen is there's going to be a VIP ticket that will include your certification part of that course. If not, there's a normal ticket price for that event. And so we're really trying to get everybody to come through and support everybody. So basically that 197 is for this year and next year. It's for 2 years, literally, well, 2.5 years as we are at the moment. And so that's really to give everybody, you know, I really believe in supporting everybody that's got me to this point right now. But what got me here now is not what's going to get me and get the system out to where it's going in the future. And so we just wanted to make sure everybody was supported during this process. And then the membership is going to include everything that we've discussed about, all the trainings, being able to use the brand. You'll all get brand logos. There'll be a standard format. Everything will be standardized in terms of that. You'll have access to the live streams wherever we are in the world with level 1 and level 2. You'll be able to go through that. There will be hot seat coaching. We'll be meeting once a month, going through all the level 1 and the level 2. As membership, you'll have access to both. For level 1, on the resources, it'll be $97 for one, $97 for the other at a later stage. So this really ends, the special offer ends tonight, and I just wanted to open up to everybody and make sure that everybody was clear in terms of what the path looks like forward, and wanted to illuminate everybody how we've grown and where we want to go to in the future. And so we've got some really great ideas and some big plans for LifePrint. We've got some of the best people on board. We've got Chris and Amanda have been really inspirational and have been very supportive through this whole process. They both come from an educational background. Amanda used to write all the textbooks for Body Talk and was a senior instructor. Chris basically designed the whole Parama Campus online platform. And so we've really partnered with people that know their stuff and that are passionate about making a change in the world and making a difference and allowing people to get their knowledge out there. And so if you're teaching or if you're doing anything, or if you have a product or a digital service or an information product, they are incredible at doing what they do, and they really do hold your hand every step of the way throughout the process. They're passionate about you, and so I'm very grateful to be blessed to be able to be part of their platform. So Alicia says, I think for me the last day of LifePrint 1, where everything just fell into place and you're able to see how this all works, was amazing. There were so many light bulb moments for me. Thank you, Alicia. And so, yeah, that last day when everything really integrates together, where it all comes together, is super, super powerful. And so I'm not sure if some people have seen it, so I'm going to share my screen. And so part of that is where we're going to be developing in the future. And this is what I've been trying to say, is part of going forward and part of that membership helps us to keep going and to invest in products like the application that you see in front of you. And so this is the wireframe. We're going to be basically redesigning the whole layout and everything from here, and all the members are going to have access to this information online, where you're going to be able to also print reports. You're going to be able to look at relationships and teams. building teams. And so this application will be part of your qualification. And so once you're qualified and you have your certificate, you'll get access to this as an online platform when it's ready. So you'll be able to basically input all the information. You'll be able to print up a report that you can give to your clients when they leave, or when you do an analysis, or when you go to a company. And so all of these, all of these pieces are coming together so that the people going forward really have all the best tools at their disposal. And so we can go into an individual and we can say, Joe Soap. And so let's actually do this rather. Let's take someone who's online. Let's see. And so we go to the chat window, and of course the chat window is not really working because I can't see anybody chatting in it. And so let's have a look at, who do I know that's on here? We'll take Lindsay, who's not on here probably. And so we'll have a look at and so this is what's going to be on offer for everybody. And so as this model evolves, you'll all have access to this little printout as a report. You can see exactly where the person's at within their current life cycle, within their current day, within their current month, where they're at and what they're basically doing. The animation will basically come up and there will be more information. And so these will basically be floatable, where you'll be able to click into them and describe. It's also going to be part of an app where people will learn about it, and it will be a self-teaching app when we grow into the next boundary point. And so all of this you guys will have access to, and when it's ready and as it develops and evolves. And so we really wanted to showcase everything that we have planned for you guys and moving forward, but we need to take it a step at a time. And so part of that step is by informing everybody and helping everybody to grow and understand where we're trying to get to for the system. And so that's going to be available, as well as all of these beautiful slides that we have, and allowing us to all stay up to date and stay current with what's happening within the LifePrint system. And so some people took it so long ago that they haven't gone through the 6 human needs, and how basically every single LifePrint has different needs that they reach within the different senses as a priority. What is their fundamental, what is their driving need? And so the certainty and the uncertainty, the security, the adventure, the variety, the significance, the connection that we all want to feel, and allowing those spiritual needs to shine through in terms of having more fulfillment, about having love, about being able to grow, being able to contribute to everybody, so that we can finally reach the potential by taking those decisions and actions in our life and producing the results that we so that helps us feel fulfilled and allows us to have meaning within our life. And so it's either going to be one or the other. It's either going to be an absolute BS story, or it's going to be a beautiful story. And that really depends on what you want and where you want to go and what your vision is. And so all of these are going to be available for you to go through at any given time, whenever you want. Okay. So Agi says, sorry, I just chimed in. I thought this was going to be at 6 p.m. my time, 5 hours from now. So I have a question. If you have not taken 1 and 2, can you do this through this program you are offering, or do they have to take it live? Fantastic package from what I have seen so far. What will be the price if you do not join today? And so thank you very much for the question, Agi. It's so lovely to have you here. It's an amazing radiant soul. And so if you haven't taken 1 and 2, there will be, what we are doing is we're recording it, will become accessible as an online course, but part of the certification will be a live event, will be part of the practical training. So you would have to come for the 2-day practical afterwards. You'd have to attend the practical event. And so if you've just taken 1, the 2-day will be live streamed and recorded, as well as the next certification programs in terms of level 1 and level 2. Those will also be recorded, and so it will be part of an ongoing thing, but part of the practical, you'll have to attend the practical 2-day event to ensure that you get your certification, so we can actually have a look at if there's any tweaks or anything that we need to brush up on and have a look at. And so we will be offering it as a live stream event. Within the membership certification, you'll always have every live stream event that we do within level 1 and level 2. You'll have access to that all around the world whenever we do it. All of them are going to be recorded. Like we said earlier, they will be recorded. Every single event that I've done, there's always been new information. It's always been a different event. And so when you audit and you come back a second time, there's a deeper immersion. The field has grown. There's new information, and every single event I've taught has always been different. And so there's always a different texture, a different quality, a different landscape to enjoy. And so after today, this really is a one-time offer till the end of May. I'm leaving it open till the end of May. At the end of May, that may change in terms of new people coming through. But because we're going to change into the new process and the new certification model going forward from next year. But what I'm saying is the 197 now will be for now, this year, as well as till the end of next year. So we'll go through all the trainings, and then that initial offer will guarantee you your membership for another whole year. And so that gives you really a year and a half to see if this is going to be valuable for you going forward. And so we really want to give as much value as we possibly can, because you guys have really supported me in getting to where I am. But in order to get for me to get to where I'm going, we need to make a few changes and grow in a different way. And so we just really wanted to support everybody that believes in the system and wants to take it forward as a professional certification program, and be an analyst and be part of this evolutionary leap that we're going through, because business is changing, everything's changing in terms of, and when this connective model actually starts coming down and starts playing a part within the business dynamic, and we're going to need a team. I'm stepping away. I'm not doing any analyses anymore. The only analyses that I'll be doing is in the certification and live events. And so all the referrals will be based on the website with all the qualified practitioners where they are. And so they'll be able to have access and be filtered through. And so I can start promoting, and you guys can also start going out and making money from the investment that you've put into it. And so we're going to be looking for a pretty strong team, as well as training other facilitators and instructors as we go through, as we get into a bigger and bigger model. So, I just really wanted to pay homage and honor and gracefully respect everybody here that's come through, and be able to give them that opportunity. So one of my clients is very interested in taking LifePrint, so she can sign up and get a start on it, and then whenever you are back in Toronto, she takes it again and gets the certification. Is that correct? Does she want to be an analyst but not a body talker? She does want to be an analyst but not a body talker. Well, that's great. Agi, thank you so much, because this is a really important question, and I tell you why. Is obviously everybody knows me as a body talker. That's how I got it. It kind of started with human pin codes, then got into body talking, and then developed LifePrint during that journey. And what's happening with LifePrint is it's moving away. Before, I was always using it as an integration method within body talk. And what's actually come about now is it's actually got its own standalone modality. And so being an analyst and is the first step, and then the advanced is actually learning the hands-on technique. And so it's kind of moved into both sides. And so it's absolutely 100% she'll be able to do that. And just even if she doesn't want to do any hands-on work, that's absolutely fine. She'll be able to take the first analyst certification, be able to use it and use the brand and use that system, absolutely. Whether we're just looking at, we want to basically record another level 1, and once that's done, then she'll be able to start right away, as well as join any level 1 live stream that we'll be doing later on. So yeah, that's absolutely should be able to start, but only once we've done the recording, so that there's some material. And so that's possibly what I would look at. It's if somebody is new, this offers really only for people that have already come through the system. We wanted to support you guys. There will be a completely different price point for her if she wants to come into the certification program now, which will basically guarantee you level 1, level 2, as well as a live event whenever we do it in Toronto, which we are planning and putting together something soon. So just wait for those details, because we're coming back pretty soon. Pretty soon is different for everybody what soon looks like, but we'll be there next year. Cool. So great. I'm glad that helped, Agi. Thank you very much. It was a great question. And so Razia, okay, ends on the 26th. So she would love to be there, but she's fasting and it's her thing. Yeah, I would love to do level 3 and 4. Please come to Toronto this year. That may be a possibility if we do a little retreat. We definitely have a lovely, beautiful retreat center in London, just outside of Toronto, with a whole bunch of float tanks and yoga rooms and classrooms that we're looking into and getting together. And so it's a very exciting project for the Europeans. We've got a beautiful place in Italy with these stunningly built resonance chambers for sound and for vibration, which is mind-blowing. And so we're going to be doing and looking at locations for these retreats. For the South Africans, there's a place, and anybody can join any one of those retreats. That's going to be the great thing. You can choose which location is going to be most beneficial for you. For South Africa, we're probably going to look at Mozambique and combine beach and dolphin energy in terms of that consciousness for level 3 and level 4. And so there's a lot of exciting things that are in the pipeline. And so we really want to get excited about this community, because there's going to be so many benefits and so many cool things that we're going to be doing. And from what I've seen so far, we're just scratching the iceberg at the moment. And it says, I'm so excited, because the information coming out and the rapidness of how quickly it's changing is fantastic. And I just want to, once again, I'm so grateful for all of you. My heart is exploding with grace and with love for everybody here, because like I said, without you guys, it's for naught. And thank you very much for supporting me up until this point. So do we have any other questions? So I also want to demonstrate basically what the potential of this platform is going to be. And so, Tracy, sorry, you were the one that stuck your hand up. So Tracy's going to put in her full birth date. She's going to write it into the chat window now, aren't you, Tracy? And then we're going to show you what basically we're going to be able to do. And so while Tracy writes her full date, and I'm probably so bad because I should know it. So I know it's the 9th of June 1964. Thank you, Tracy. Chop. Okay, so brilliant. Sorry, Sandra. So I guess that wasn't a question to me. It was just a post on the portal. So that's great. So we go to 1964. And so and that's not changing, which is horrible. We go to June 9th. And we submit. And so part of this is we can now unmute Tracy. Hello, Tracy. You are live with us online on Course Rebel for the LifePrint Digital Evolution launch. Thank you for joining us. Nice of you to join us. I hope everything went fabulously well today. I know you've had a busy day of lots of events over there. Cool. So if we really wanted to, we could actually, trying to see if I can, no, I can't. Okay. If I wanted to, I could also have Tracy's video here when we're doing a live stream, and so she'll be able to be fully connected with her video. You don't have your makeup on, Trace? Okay. And so what we can do is during the hot seat analysis, Tracy and I can basically enter into a communication and enter into an engagement. She can have her video on, I can have my video on, and we can basically enter into a analysis. And so if I share my screen, and we'll do this exactly how it would happen online, I can share my screen, we can go into the desktop, and what we can see is that Tracy is now up front and center. That's her consciousness. She's currently going through a shift from a life cycle, so she's coming out of soul searching and introspection, and this year she'll be moving into balance, harmony, and finding the opportunity within that life cycle and moving into a more family orientated, where the inner searching has been completed and we come out with this balance and understanding of what the dark night of the soul is, what had to be changed and grown, all the questions that we've asked ourselves, and we can really find the balance that we really want in this world. And so as a high achiever, she's probably looking at things this year and thinking about, within a soul-searching year, what is the next steps? How did she get to where she is right now? And what is the next step in her vision look like going forward? Of which this is a new beginning month. And so these ideas will probably be compounding themselves in her head. And she's probably asking herself all the questions in the world, of what the next vision is going to be going forward and the next steps coming out of that cycle and creating more opportunity and balance within her life. Tracy, on or off? Was I on or off? Okay, and so looking at this going forward, we can enter into this new month and see exactly what the new beginning is. I know that Tracy's joined us for our Ignite Your Potential program, so we're going to be looking at and moving that forward, and so how that grows and how that develops. And as she changes life cycle, we'll be able to take advantage of that proactivity and those patterns of behavior and really help her facilitate and support her through this new life cycle that's about to initiate. We can then have a look at those patterns of behavior and ensure that she's not doing anything impulsively, being the child, and making sure that she's not being forgetful, that she has a proper outcome, purpose, action plan for the next months going forward. Ensuring that she's fulfilling her purpose and being a nurturer and growing in terms of that lifestyle and what she wants to achieve in the next life cycle. and ensuring that she's not becoming discordant with her environment and herself, and the action that she's taking is from a place of being patient and being supportive instinctively, and she isn't feeling restless or stressed out or difficult within the relationships, and she can utilize her strong sense of humor and be able to take that and move it into a more compassionate expression using the voice of the nurturer and having that patience and that support with a very compassionate outlook. Okay, and so her and I can enter into that communication. We can go through an analysis, we can have a look at, we can do a planning in terms of what her next few months and years look like. Yeah, I can. Who's that? Okay. Okay. Perfect. Thank you very much. Definitely much appreciated. Tracy, maybe if you turn down your volume, that may help. Or then, no, you just won't be able to speak. So if you just turn your volume, yeah, but then that doesn't work because then you can't hear me. So thanks, Stephanie. This is one of the things that we're going to have to solve, and which is why we're doing this little thing, so we can have a little test. And so we can stop sharing, but that's basically, no, so I'm going to mute you, Trace. So, can you unmute yourself, Trace? At least mute yourself. No, just mute your microphone on the actual thing, not on the keyboard. Normally I can control it, but for some reason I can't see you. Oh, there you are. I can just control it. There you go. Cool. Is that better, Stephanie? Thanks for joining us. So lovely to have you here. Cool, perfect. So any question? There's about, thank you. Okay, so that's obviously something that we're going to have to troubleshoot as we enter into the hot seat coaching, and as we basically take everybody through that, we're just going to have to tweak that a little bit to ensure. I noticed that when Stephanie came in, though, there wasn't any background feed, so that's also really interesting. And so thank you, everybody. Do we have any more questions? And so if for those of you that didn't really catch it or their internet wasn't very busy, I will send everybody a recording that you can go through this afterwards. And so we're just going to tie up and wrap up now. I will send everybody a link to the options where you can purchase. And so we'll be kicking off the training this month on the 28th of May, and it will be at the same time every single time, once a month on the 28th, and we'll catch you all later. Thank you very much for taking this time out of your day and to listen to me and to join me and support me, and I really hope that everybody loves it and takes advantage of what we have on offer. We've worked really hard to give you the best possible system to move you guys forward and to ensure that you always have access to everything that we've imparted to you. And so with lots of love and lots of gratitude, you guys are all amazing, and thank you so much, and we'll speak to you guys soon and look forward to connecting with you this month if you so choose to walk the path of certification and become a LifePrint analyst. Thank you so much for your time.